Welcome back to The Good Show, episode number 11. We're going to get back on track now. Unfortunately, I do feel that we might not be getting seats. I just want to say this. Team Liquid hoodies are actually coming, okay?
It's amazing.
We wanted them for this show, but they haven't got their distribution up. I was kind of expecting them to cut me off on the phone. So I feel like I should have just asked for a seat that she'd have sat on and would have paid extra for. That would have been a little bit more stalkerish. But, oh well. I'm sure the guy's really happy. And I'll let you guys know if he emails me back, by the way, and with the response. But let's get back on track. So where are we going next, Sam?
We're going into the FGC, the fighting game community.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah. It was EVO this weekend. Biggest fighting game tournament of the year. And holy shit did they deliver. Fucking amazing tournament through and through. I watched the most of that. Stayed up until 9 a.m. to catch the finals. Like watching straight fighting games all night long. It was amazing, amazing production, amazing plays. Ultimate versus Marvel versus Capcom 3 really carrying it through. I mean, by far the most hyped tournament there, or the most hyped final. And just to run you guys down on who actually won in the end, Cole CC, Filipino champ, takes the Ultimate MVC3 title of EVO 2012 champion. WWMCZ Infiltration, you guys will recognize that name if you watch DreamHack Summer, takes the Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition 2012 title. And congratulations to him because he was really just a step ahead of everybody. It was pure and utter domination. Watching him trounce the living shit out of Daigo, for example, was... I mean, it was you get hype, you go into this series and you're watching it and you're like, okay, Street Fighter, this is what I've been waiting for because this is the game that I play. I want to watch these games and it's like Daigo, these monsters going at it, and then you see Infiltration play and you're just like, okay, well, he's on another level. And yeah, really something to watch that. Definitely go and watch the VODs if you haven't yet. Cafe ID's Mad KOF takes the King of Fighters 13 championship. Fudo, last year's Street Fighter champion, took the Virtual Fighter 5 Final Showdown championship. Western Wolves, Infiltration, and Laugh take SFXT, Street Fighter X Tekken. And that's a bit interesting, too, to see Infiltration come out on top there as well, seeing as how there were some pretty strong teams going into that lineup as well. Really interesting to see that, you know, teams of two going at it as well. But wrapping it up, Shining Decapon takes the Soul Calibur 5 championship.
Was there Mortal Kombat?
Though. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 9, it was actually Perfect Legend one.
That's right, Perfect Legend.
Yeah, honestly, I watched EVO. And it was really, really fucking fun.
It was so good.
The Marvel vs. Capcom was, for me, the most entertaining to watch. And then when we got to the Street Fighter, they had to restart the stream. So they got to like 98,000 viewers. Yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom. And then they restarted the stream. I don't know what they got back up to, but the Street Fighter just didn't feel as entertaining to watch, even though in so many ways, Infiltration from Western Wolves, I think he plays for. He was like so impressive on his Akuma, like because we play Street Fighter quite a lot in the house, and we're all retardedly good.
Amazing, yeah.
Going even next year.
We're bad.
If you want lessons.
But yeah, so that's 97 was peak, yeah, and arcade was 76.
That's crazy.
Still
so
97.
I rounded it up.
But it feels like
there
they
was
never
90K for the King of Fighters.
That was really hype as well. That series.
But to give us a little rundown of it, we've actually got Slasher that wants to come on and talk to us a little bit about EVO. And I think we should just give him a call. So I'll ask if he's ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, Slasher was actually on site. I think that was his first EVO. So,
it was,
and did coverage for GameSpot. So
he had a lot of tweets, man. It was like momentary fucking updates every second.
Okay. Gonna phone Slasher. Oh, he's even got a
cam. What?
I've got a webcam in here, man. I actually have a show I have to use it for.
Look at your pretty face. You've done your hair.
No, man, I haven't. I woke up a little while ago. It's been a long weekend.
Someone needs to shave again.
How are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing fine. Just doing a show, calling up people that run adjustable chair companies.
That was probably the best part of Home Story Cup. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of it, but that girl and that chair,
it's
told the story.
It's gonna be a Disney movie, or at least a porn one. But
two girls.
Just the relationship was so good. All right then, Slasher, you went to EVO, did you? I'm guessing you did.
I did. Yes, I did. And I don't know if you guys are really capturing how hype this event really was, at least for me. I didn't go to DreamHack Stockholm. I didn't go to DreamHack Summer. But I was in MLG Anaheim, and that was really loud. As far as I can remember, the loudest I've heard in America when the Kesper players came on. That was the loudest I've ever heard anything, maybe besides BlizzCon with GSL there. But this was the hypest thing I've ever been to. There was nothing louder that I have heard.
But you say in esports, do you? Just like event-wise, because it's not esports, right?
Oh, man. No, it's esports. I wore my no esports pin the whole weekend, which was a whole other controversy. They couldn't even make those when they wanted to. Broken Tier had these shirts and these pins that said esports with a line through it, and then someone on the internet got angry, may work for the company you work for, and then they stopped making the shirts and pins, but they had a few left over, and I went over and I had one.
You know that Fish Sticks was in chat watching the whole thing, and when he typed in the Evo chat, so many people were telling him to get the fuck out with his esport money and shit like that, like he's some rich baller, Fish Sticks, because he's in esports. But yeah, I don't really care. I don't really care the differences between. But it was a great tournament. I really enjoyed watching it. So what kind of recap do you want to give us on there? I mean, for you, it was probably the best tournament of the year so far, or the most hype you've ever been to.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, the passion that people had for the Kespa crowd was there. Those players there for the first ever time. It was their first time on stage. They're all saying hello, and it was like the big welcoming of the Brood War gods into the fold. This was like legitimately the King of Fighters finals, and the Marvel finals were so fucking good that the crowd just went unbelievably insane, and it really was that hype, and it was as international, and not just an American thing. I don't know if the crowd, this chat, all the esports chat realizes this is a very international competition, and that's what is fueling how good it is. King of Fighters had China, Korea, Japan, and then Mexico was the country that's supposed to win, and Mexico was a huge story this weekend too, as those guys came out and those performed, and they had a huge Mexican crowd there, all chanting in Spanish. There's even some controversy because they started to chant puto and curoso at the Korean player in the final, which means like faggot and asshole, and like get off the stage. That's been like some controversial things back and forth. But the Mexican crowd was great, and the King of Fighters finals couldn't have been any more sick. And then that leading into Marvel,
which Filipino champ won.
Yeah, Filipino champ won. That's just unbelievable.
I just want to ask about him.
The emotion in that room was just insane.
I just want to ask about him because I don't have a backstory on a lot of these competitors on Evo. But why do people want him to lose so much?
Oh, because he talks a lot of shit.
Oh, okay.
He talks probably more shit than like any StarCraft player you could think of.
Well, even
like you. He's like someone like you.
Yeah, but I never said I was going to win. I just said like, oh, I'm here and I'll see you later, I guess, when I'm out of the tournament.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's just really confident also.
Yeah, but I never smack talked anybody like in an interview basically saying, I am the best, I'm going to beat them. I used to smack talk them in game because it was the only way that I could probably win because they would get rattled. But like, you did an interview with him on GameSpot, right?
Yeah.
And he was saying that he was going to win, or what kind of attitude did
he was the first interview I did on Friday, at the beginning of Friday, and he told me if I get out of pools, I'm going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, okay.
He wasn't even like...
Well, he was right. He was right.
So confident that he got out of pools, which is 2 out of 3, and Marvel's kind of random. So if you get into brackets, it's 3 out of 5, that if he had that long of a set, it was going to be no problem. He didn't even drop a game until the quarterfinals of any of his matches. And then he got, sent down to lower, and then, he came back at the very end to win. That couldn't have been any more close. And his match against Chris G was also really, really close. I would still say King of Fighters was the best thing I've seen all weekend.
Okay.
With all the crazy shit
talking.
And Bala, who was supposed to win. And then those Korean guys are just like the Korean StarCraft players are really esports. They have houses, they practice together, and they're all, they have coaches. Apparently all the fighting game guys had to save up for a year just to go to this one Evo, and they all live in like really smaller houses in Korea, and they're all like, it's like ghetto gangster fighting game community, which is what makes them so different than esports. Even the Korean fighting game guys are different than the StarCraft guys. Infiltration and Lap also told me on the first day that they were going to win the whole tournament. Infiltration said I'm going to win Cross Tekken and I'm going to win Arcade Edition.
Okay. Yeah, but there was even a reference by the commentators saying, like, we knew Koreans were good at StarCraft, but goddamn, they're winning a lot here as well with Infiltration. Like, so was that a surprise to have Korea take some of the tournaments?
Yeah, I think it was the biggest surprise. Korea won the most titles of the tournament. Infiltration won Arcade Edition, which is the main event, and then Cross Tekken, and then Mad KOF won King of Fighters, and that was probably the sickest tournament the whole weekend. The Japanese weren't that happy when I talked to a few of them. Takedo knows English, and then I got a few guys to do some translating. They weren't happy that Korea had 2 spots in top 8, and Daigo was the only Japanese player there, and then he got his fucking ass kicked, and then he lost to a Chinese player, which should piss him off even more. I got to interview Daigo right before the top 8, and he told me the American players got better, and now they're on even par with us. And then I asked him about his match with Infiltration, about the Koreans, and he didn't really say anything, gave me some bullshit answer. Meaning he didn't really think the Koreans or the Chinese were going to do anything, but the Americans were the real threat, and then he loses to, those two. I'm sure he's not happy about that. So the Japanese, were a little upset. The Koreans were really fucking hyped that now they own every goddamn game in esports. The Koreans have owned every single game except for Quake at one time.
Yay.
What is it talking about?
Yeah. Hellspawn says, what are you talking about? What about Counter-Strike?
Yep, they did. You could say that Lunatic High
every game in esports, is he fucking nuts?
Eastro, for about 6 months to a year, were really fucking good, and they were on top.
What about Battlefield?
Dota, Battlefield. Call of Duty, Enemy
What
Territory.
about Dota?
Unreal Tournament.
We'll see.
Slasher.
It's already,
Fuck you.
like
Slasher, I gotta ask you, is your, what nation or is your girlfriend, like what kind of background? Is that Korean? Yep. Yeah, see? A little bit biased.
No, it's bullshit.
No, so all the Koreans are owning the games and Slash is owning his own Korean. Well done, Slash. Any questions? Yeah, Hellspawn's got 2 questions for you. I'm going to repeat them just in case you can't hear them, but Hellspawn, go shoot.
Number 1, how does he compare Evolution in competitiveness and prestige compared to Super Opera Battle?
All right,
Super
okay.
Opera Battle,
Yeah, I got it.
You heard
it.
Okay.
Well, like, Super Battle Opera is like the most prestigious tournament for like all the Japanese, because it's been around for 10 years. It just, there's no prize money because of the gambling laws in Japan. So top prize money is like $2,000. So there is a lot of prestige there, and it's like the classic tournament, but they also run on old arcade only. There's no like consoles with TVs set up. It's like arcades. And that gives it some cool difference. But Evo has just gotten so much bigger over the years, just so much hyper and larger. You can't watch SBO. SBO was the only stream to be paid for, and you have to watch it through Nico Video in Japan, which is fucking stupid, and the instructions are in Japanese, and all of that shit makes it just really bad. So because of all of those problems, Evo has probably overtaken it now as the tournament to win. I would say even for a lot of those Japanese players.
Okay, and Hellspawn, second question?
Second question is, how was the talk of Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and do you think it can be the main title for next Evo? Is that even possible, you think?
Yeah, I didn't hear the first part of that. What game?
What? Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk amongst the players about that game.
Yeah, Tekken's cool. I mean, it'll always be below Capcom titles. Like, it's just never... Street Fighter and Marvel are going to be the games that people are going to watch and play. And then everything else will just be supplementary. So Tekken will be there, yeah, I'm sure. But it'll be probably like the 3rd game. And King of Fighters is so goddamn good that I hope it's like King of Fighters and Tekken are right there. And then you have like Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, Cross Tekken, everyone hates. All the players hate it. It's quite unfortunate the games come out so poorly that almost all the top players unanimously hate it, and the ones that do play it, played it because they knew everyone else did not play it.
But really, I mean, before Street Fighter 4, I mean, Tekken dominated for almost 10 years of competitive fighting games. Don't you think so? Was the game?
I mean, no. What's the Evo moment that everyone links to?
Not at Evo, but I mean the rest.
No, what's the fighting game moment everyone links to on the internet? What is almost the competitive gaming moment or esports moment that everyone will link to? The first one.
Yeah, 2004.
May versus Ivo. I don't know his name. No, is that not the moment? I don't even remember it. I know what you're trying to say, but I'm just cop blocking you right now because it's boring.
Were you versus Evo? What?
No.
WSG?
I was trying to say the name, the Dutch guy, Ivo or something. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. But yeah, you were talking about, was it the Chun-Li versus the whatever Ken? Yeah.
Ken.
Daigo.
The third is it's Street Fighter 3.
Yeah.
And that is the moment. So no, Street Fighter has always been the game. Tekken's always really cool. Tekken's the game played most in Korea. Tekken's probably the game that's, you could say, biggest in Japan, most played in the arcades. But in terms of like the game that everyone watches, it's Street Fighter.
I've got a question. Who did the production for the tournament?
Team Spooky.
Yeah, Team Spooky.
Team Spooky and I Play Winner, which is run by Hans of I Play
It was
Winner.
really amazing. Like,
yeah, they did an awesome job.
Yeah, there was a couple of moments when they had some problem, I think, on stream, but generally, like,
impressive.
It was really, really good. Like the player shots, the amount of like just. I mean, it's not much like a huge amount of work because you don't have like a lot of cameramen, etc. Like, but generally, what they gave everybody on stream was what everybody wanted, and then they also put in those instant replays, which was really, really amazing. So I just felt like the viewing experience, even for someone that doesn't understand everything on the top level, for me it was really good. So well done, I Play Winner and Team Spooky.
What did you guys think about commentary? Now you talk about commentary for almost everything else. This is like the most raw, different type of commentary you're probably going to get.
I think
I saw complaining from mainstream journalists during a few of the games.
I think it fits the tournament and the kind of energy. So I was laughing at some of the comments, and I felt like the commentators, obviously, I think they were like players that got knocked out early or something like earlier. So they knew like when people were dropping and had opportunities to do something, etc., that they maybe didn't.
Yeah.
And so I thought the commentary was really good, and it kind of fit the the event and the atmosphere.
When Yipes got on there, it was fucking next level. Like he was so good on the mic. Yipes. Slash all know who I'm talking about.
I don't know who Yipes is, but I liked it too. I don't know why. What do you think? Why were journalists giving the commentary?
Well, we couldn't hear the commentary. There's no commentary in the venue.
That's
really?
Only on stream. So I have not heard anything the entire weekend.
It was really good.
Really?
I really enjoyed it.
To me, I watched most of the second day. I think it was when it was most of the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. To me, it didn't really cut it. It didn't really make it like they got extra hyped out of the commentators. I've seen past Evos and other like fighting competitions, and they give them more background stories and like getting more hyped and thrilled about the games. So I think that to some extent it didn't like boost it at least.
Okay.
What I could tell.
The only stuff that I was seeing was that this was before Street Fighter came on, because Seth Killian came on for Street Fighter, and he is like there day 9. Except more importantly, he worked for Capcom and then Sony now. So I mean, so that was great. Some of the journalists were saying, "Oh, the StarCraft commentary fits it so much better and it's so much more professional that really helps the lead into the public." And these are guys that write about mainstream video game stuff and aren't so attached to competitive gaming or esports. So from their outside perspective, StarCraft commentary was much better.
Yeah, but
I agree. StarCraft 2 commentators are used to more of a TV production style tournament. I mean, this is more of a low-key production.
I think if Evo brought in some pre-production videos on some players, as well as some statistics in terms of like before the match starts and who they are and where they come from and some of their tournament history, etc., it would help tell the story quicker, that the commentators probably wouldn't be criticized if they weren't either telling the story or not bringing the hype. Because I just think a little bit of I think that StarCraft, I mean, Evo for me, it brought me what I wanted to see, but I think even I would have enjoyed a little bit more pre-production into the whole event. But I think it's hard to do when most people, I guess, in the fighting game community kind of do things because they love doing it. I don't know how much of the budget's compared to the StarCraft event, etc.
they had Gutex and Mike Ross for the first time doing some stuff in between matches, post-game, pre-game. And this is the first time they've really done that. That fit in. I also like the combo videos and the other like different shit that they put in that's usually we don't see in esport tournaments. I thought that stuff was really cool.
Okay, cool.
And different. Yeah.
Well, any last words on Evo or anything you want to say? You want to pimp yourself a bit?
Yeah, really at the very end, Evo, probably the best event I've been to so far this year. And I didn't go to the DreamHacks, of course, but I could argue it. And it's awesome. I think Stockholm was probably bigger than Summer just because Thursday winning and the crowd that was involved. And I probably put a pretty good argument with that. I can say that Evo is probably the best event. It trended like 15 times. This is without Tasteless and Artosis telling you to go to Twitter and hashtag Evo2K like every 5 minutes. It's like legitimately trended worldwide in US, different players, like 8 different players and Evo multiple times. It was pretty outstanding. So I did interviews with the winner of every single game, and you can find that in the new esports section on GameSpot. And it's actually called esports, but I'm so happy.
Is it GameSpot.com/esports?
Question.
Go look.
It's just on the very front page. It is. Yeah, it's good. So the name might be changed to competitive gaming or pro gaming or professional gaming or some shit. If you guys want to figure out a fucking name for this, because I can't do it, all right?
Why don't we just leave it as esports?
Doesn't like esports.
Who doesn't like esports?
Fighting game community thinks it's corny and that it's too nerdy, which whatever, and that they don't like the word sport in it.
Let's not take this discussion. It's like 1 or 2 hours discussion. But I agree, it's a problem with the label of it.
I can't say I love this word. Jay, do you fucking love this word? Do you love esports?
Well, I just think like you've got sports, right? Then you've got extreme sports, okay, which is a version of competition. But not traditional sports that we all grew up and knew. And then you've got electronic sports, which is another version of competition between people. And I'm fine with it.
Sports. Yeah, but I mean, the argument is that when you say esports, everybody will answer what, and you need to explain it with 1 or 2 sentences. If you say competitive gaming, people understand what you do. That's why competitive gaming is a better term.
I don't think people understand what you do if you say competitive gaming.
I think they do.
Okay, we're going to ring someone up. Give me a number, Slasher. I'm going to ask somebody, but I'm going to tell them I do competitive gaming. And we're going to find out. Give me your mum's... Oh, your mum... Does your mum know what competitive gaming is, Slash?
I think she might by now. What about your mom? Oh, wait, you've said stories. Yeah, they take care of you real well. What about one of their moms? Any of their moms over there? What about Apollo's mom?
Maybe.
Apollo's girlfriend's mom.
We'll find out. We'll test this theory. But I'm still fine with esports. All right, then, Slasher, we'll go over and we'll check out GameSpot when we come off the interview. But when are we going to see you next? You got Live on 3 tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah, I'll probably have on Filipino Champ and maybe with the founder of Evo.
Is he a dick outside of competition?
A little bit. He called this kid a pelican head, because it looks like a pelican. I forget. I forget who the opponent was. This was like a week before. Huge pelican drama. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'm buddies with him.
Because I can't understand people disliking somebody that much if he just says, I'm going to win. Because in some ways, you want to go to a tournament and you want to think that and you want to say that and you want to get inside people's heads. So you have to be somewhat a bit of a twat outside the competition.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is. And look, you know that better than anyone, don't you?
Well, I try to be as much of a dick as possible. If anyone said I was only a bit of a twat, I'd be insulted because I work very hard at this. But he has a natural talent for it then. But yeah, no, I didn't want him to win just for some reason. There's just something about his mannerisms and the way he walked around.
No one wanted him to win. Everyone booed him. The only time they booed the entire time was for Filipino Champ.
Yeah.
And they booed hard.
I didn't know why I was booing, but I just was like, yeah, fuck this guy.
I like Filipino Champ. I think he's awesome.
Okay, Hellspawn likes him.
Is booing okay for you?
No, I don't like when people boo, but if they boo, they boo.
Okay.
No, it's good. I'm enjoying the booing. Enjoying the Mexican
well, that's probably because you're used to it, Slasher.
Fuck yeah.
All right, we'll see you later, dude. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thanks, Jay.
All right, bye. So, yeah, that's Slasher from Live on 3. Let's just go check out quickly his... I want to go see what GameSpot have done. Is it GameSpot.net or com?
People should visit that site, by the way. They need the hits.
Yeah, people should visit the site.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, load GameSpot.
But
I put GameSpot.
In the meanwhile, I have one question. I think that, my theory is that I think EVO is the most prestigious and high competitive tournament in the world. I think they have the history that no one else has. I mean, the old ones, ESWC, WCG, CPL, and so on, has passed away. And WCG is not still around, but it's passed away anyway, I think. But
generations of asphalt champions.
I think EVO is the biggest one in the industry at the moment. It feels like that.
I don't think so at all.
You don't think so?
What about OSL?
Damn it! But I mean, OSL happens four times a year, right?
I don't know.
EVO is just once. I think it's like, I always think that the soccer world championship will be bigger than ice hockey, just because it's like, it's every 4th year, right?
Yeah, 4 year, yeah.
Ice hockey is every year.
Yeah.
So I think having that kind of seldom, but having all the hype, I think that EVO is really getting the hype. As Slasher said, some of the players came there, they practiced for 1 year only for that tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not big, it's really big, but I'm not sure it's the biggest at all.
Wow,
I think it is. I mean, 97,000 concurrent. That's also impressive.
Okay. So we can look at GameSpot.com. Yeah, you're right. Look at this. This one's only got like 200 views. It's like flooded with NASL Season 3.
Yeah, I think people really should go to that site and support it, because, I mean, if GameSpot is doing stuff in esports, we need to support it.
What's this? How much of this article? Does it show hits on articles? So this is about the WCS UK, because it went really well. I love that. What do you mean they think esport is nerdy? Jesus. Those gamer players, fighter players. I don't know how much comments free. But Slasher's got a bunch of interviews out there on GameSpot.com.
Yeah, and
there's esports in the top right. You can go check it out, see what you think. Leave him some nasty comments. It's all fine by me. Okay, so does that really wrap up EVO for everyone else, or did you want to have any final says?
I wish I could have watched it more. Like, I would like to be more into fighting games. It's not my cup of tea or like my expertise at all. I don't follow most of the tournaments, but EVO was, from what I could see, always as great. For me, Infiltration is a big one because he's a double DreamHack champion, so I got to meet him myself. I know he's a very modest guy. I think he was really cool that he could go into the tournament saying, I'm going to win this. He won it. What looked to me really easy.
That's the best thing you can do. I mean, saying you're going to win and then win. That feeling must be amazing as well for him, especially when everyone's booing.
And he's such a cool guy. I mean, he applauds his opponents before every game. He has a really cool style. I really like Infiltration. I mean, he has been, to my knowledge, one of the best players in Street Fighter for almost 1 year or something like that, at least. But he has never been expected to be as good as he was. So I think that was the biggest surprise to everybody. Giving these EVO moments, I mean, that 2004 one was one of the biggest moments ever, I think, in esports, and they just bring it on. I also, like we talked about stream production, I think it's so fancy or something like that, but it's spot on always. Like, all the camera angles, always getting in-game, getting on the commentators, getting on the players, having those replays spot on. Impressive.
And there's lots of room to improve as well. I mean, or not improve, but expand on the coverage. And
I mean, they can do it much more fancier and hype it even more around the production. But I think that what they're doing, they're really controlling what they. I mean, just seeing they can have one game and then it finishes, and then 1 minute later, the next game is on.
Yeah,
it's
that's
always
really good.
Interesting to watch EVO.
That's really good. And I think someone mentioned that they had an instant replay function as well. Yeah. That's amazing, especially for these kind of games where stuff happens really, really quickly.
Yeah, and it was amazing. Spot on. I mean, the guy who did that really knew. I mean, everybody involved with the stream is probably so dedicated in the fighting games compared maybe to some other other companies running this, for example, StarCraft or League of Legends. Maybe they know the technical part. Maybe they are not the League of Legends lovers or StarCraft lovers. But this one at EVO, damn man, that's really good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was a great tournament. So well done to them. Thumbs up. I enjoyed it. Okay, so yeah, guys, before we get on to the next topics, I just want to bring your attention to, if I may, Asus ROG. Asus obviously support our show. I'm not sure what they're doing. They got a competition up. I can't remember. Is it finished? Huh?
I think it's still on. Isn't it still on?
It was the...
Oh, shit.
Wait, let me have a look. Don't see the competition. Maybe it's over.
But didn't
Is it? No, wait.
yeah,
it's
so
ROG
yeah,
Nordic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like they added like
I've got the wrong
50,000.
website.
I thought
yeah.
like, oh, didn't they have like 12K? Now they're 65K. I was like, oh my
Don't go
god.
to Asus ROG. Blech. Go to ROG Nordic and support Marcus, who supports us. Yeah, so there's still a competition. I think it's still on. In July. So you can win one of these graphics cards. Just go to facebook.com/ROG Nordic. Make sure you're logged in, like the page, and then basically if you read the competitions for the Mars 2 contest, you'll be able to enter to win one of these graphics cards that are apparently really high end and
What chipset?
are very attractive. But
What chip is it?
I don't know, but I just feel like there's a girl missing here, kind of
Oh, right.
stroking it and walking around. But that's okay by me. So yeah, head over there, give them a like, support. It tells them that our community actually care that we do this show. And also you can win stuff, so that's great. So now we can move on. But do it. People are messaging me and you're too late. People messaging me on Facebook.
Was it that Potty Svensson guy?
Let's move on to the DreamHack bashing topic.
DreamHack
I
bashing
want to
topic.
talk about Industry Masters.
I want to bash DreamHack.
Okay.
Why do you want to bash DreamHack? What's going on
Bash
with DreamHack?
DreamHack.
Why not? It's fun.
DreamHack announced their casters. 5 minutes later, MLG announced theirs. I think that's the big topic.
No, DreamHack was 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. DreamHack announced their caster lineup.
It's important.
So I
etc.
think the real
MLG
question is, do
come
you
in
have a leak or
like
not?
5 minutes later with their announcement, and that's like twice running now that they've done that as well. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so where are we going? Are we going into that? Or we're not going into
Is
that?
this
Why
a
are we
different
bashing
execute?
DreamHack?
This is a different one. Yeah, why are we bashing DreamHack anyways? Nick?
It's in the document.
It is?
What the
Where?
fuck?
Which document do you have?
This one.
Oh, the second news item.
Players complaining.
I see.
Let's see. Delete.
Oh, is that DreamHack? But that's WCS Sweden.
It's DreamHack.
Okay, it's DreamHack.
Can we
Same
just
shit.
follow the document and go? Or?
Yeah, let's just follow the document
Kickstarter
essentially
this
because we have Kespa. Now we're going to get into StarCraft 2. So that's it. That's wrapping it up for FGC. Evo was amazing, hands down. Now let's get back into general news here for StarCraft 2. We have Kespa potentially switching mid-season from the Brood War StarCraft 2 Hybrid League to just a straight StarCraft 2 League. This has just been announced, and it's up for discussion actually after some changes here because the OSL is about to wrap up, and essentially that's going to be the last one-on-one Brood War League. And so now Kespa find themselves on the ropes, having to decide whether they want to force their pros to continue practicing a game that really isn't going to be played past their season, or should they just go ahead, bite the bullet, and do the full switch over to StarCraft 2? Just wanted to get your thoughts on that, actually.
I think it sounds like a massive clusterfuck, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember us discussing them doing both games, and we said something like they really should have done like a really big StarCraft Brood War finale or something, and it kind of shows why they should have done that.
That doesn't look like the right camera, Trent. Hey, Newman, keep talking, and Trent will mime.
Yeah, so this is kind. I don't know. It kind of feels very unprofessional. It's almost like amateur hour to change games in the middle of a season. It's almost like they're.
But are they asking the community, like, what do you think should we change? Or what is happening?
Apparently
think this
it's
is
been
a
open for
rumor.
discussion. Like they are taking feedback and they're going to base it on community, on teams, etc. Like they're grabbing it from everywhere.
Weird.
I think it's most important that they talk to the teams and the players
Yeah.
rather than the community. Because if it's what they all want, then...
But it feels like the Brood War, the Kesper players has really picked up the game and improving really fast and like on massive broad level. So maybe the decision is good in one way, but I think when you made the call, you should go for it and not screw around.
Go back
and
on
like
it.
you said,
Yeah,
like
I
they
mean-
should have done just one gigantic OSL final. Like this is the champion of the champions. Goodbye.
And Casper feels. I don't know. I think they feel kind of weak by doing something like this. It's like they've lost it almost.
They don't have stability. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
this new game on
It's
the scene.
desperation almost.
I mean, admittedly, all of the pros have just come out and said, basically, we're not really practicing Brood War anymore.
No.
We've put all of our energy and time into StarCraft 2, essentially, except for like 5% of it, which just goes to try and maintain our level. That's not really what you want getting out to your fans who are expecting the highest level of play from these players.
Exactly. I think that the players feel to some extent kind of ashamed that they cannot perform at their peak, and also the fans getting disappointed want to see the Brood War game. So it's like it's just a big mess, I would say.
Well, okay, let's get you guys. Yeah, what's your final opinion then on this? What do you think? Should they go through with it and actually change it over to just straight StarCraft 2, or should they stick to what they decided in the first place?
So how far are they into the season?
They're about halfway now, I believe, midway through round 2. Something like that. Hold on. Too much going on there. They haven't been able to keep up.
Yeah, I mean,
but isn't
should
they
probably
down to
stick
like
to
the
it, but
final
it's like-
4 or something? I mean,
Oh, that's
didn't they
OSL. That's OSL.
Oh, what was this?
We're,
Oh, the
we're,
Pro
ta-
League.
we're talking about Pro League. Right
Oh,
now.
sorry. Yeah. Then I think actually the switch wouldn't be that strange. Like, not to the same level at least. I mean, because they only played how many weeks?
They
Can it
played
be
what, like
3-4 weeks?
3 or 4 weeks
Yeah.
now.
So, I mean, for how many weeks do a Pro League go on?
There's 3 rounds to the leagues.
Must be quite a lot of weeks. So I think, maybe make the change because I mean, keep going until October. I think is when the Pro League finals are. It's a hard one though.
yeah, it's a really hard one.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, Newman, your final say? No? Yay, nay?
Switch.
Switch?
Yep.
Yeah.
James,
James?
Well, I wasn't really listening.
Okay.
switch or keep?
Gonna do both?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so
they're
half
about
of the
halfway
games
through
with
round 2.
switch. No.
Alright.
Anyway.
So moving on, now we get to Bash DreamHack, I guess, which is what Newman's rubbing his hands together before he's like, oh,
What do we
yeah.
get to
No, I
now?
don't want to bash
We get to
DreamHack.
talk
I love DreamHack.
about WCS Sweden.
Good. Glad.
Yeah.
Give us a rundown.
What?
Alright, so essentially, well, this is coming from, I guess the main source of this is Sase's Twitter was offered up. But essentially, players are complaining about different rule sets from other WCS events. Between the WCS and, say, French, etc. The seeding for WCS Sweden is unclear, according to them. And I want to take advantage of Hellspawn here to clear that up.
Let's start with
Is it DreamHack that was behind organizing this, or it's not Easy Esports then? Because I know kind of two.
Well, don't ask questions if you don't have a microphone, Chance. Let Semmler ask it for you.
You're asking who's organizing WCS Sweden?
Yeah, is it?
But who's in charge of the rules as well?
Who was like behind it?
And are the rules different? First of all.
Okay, many questions, few answers I have. No.
You
First
don't know
of all,
Yoda on us?
Esport SM is done by DreamHack in Inferno Online. That's finished. We had Sourcing winning it. WCS is a Blizzard project which DreamHack will operate. Will be at Nordic Nationals, 28th of July, where we have the 4 countries: Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Denmark. The decision that DreamHack and Blizzard are working really close with this project. So more, I wouldn't say all of the calls are done together, but more or less. Like we're having a day-to-day basis contact. I mean, and Mark and Bert and all the guys at Blizzard Europe. I mean, they are more or less. I think they are attending all of the WCS. So they've been to UK and France and Germany and to combine and everything. So I mean, they are really dedicated to make the best of the WCS, which I think they are. And the decision made for Sweden was that the 8 finalists of Esport SM got a direct qualification.
Right.
And in Finland, it was the Vectorama, the top 8 of that tournament. And for Denmark and Norway, as we didn't see like more of a broad national tournament where we could maybe find out who the top players.
Was this information?
We didn't have that kind of tournament to fall back on, which made it only to online qualifications.
Yeah, well, there was another point exactly that apparently it wasn't clear at the very beginning that Esport SM would be seeded. The players competing in that would be seeded directly into the WCS.
No, of course not. I mean,
Of course not. As in,
no, of course not, because Esport SM was launched in September 2011, and WCS was launched in February or March of 2012.
Yeah.
So more or less half the season of Esport SM was done, and also.
Yeah, but this was announced now that the players from Esport SM was going to be in this tournament as well. It's not like people knew halfway through the Esport SM season.
No, exactly, because it wasn't decided who would run the Nordic finals or the Sweden qualifier. It wasn't decided at what time, how it would look. I mean, it takes time to build up a lot of projects, and especially for Blizzard having like 30 of these WCS and having different operators at several locations, it of course takes time.
Can I intervene?
Go for it.
The whole point of the story, right, is basically there's criticism from who?
Sase, essentially the Swedish players.
Some of the Swedish players that are they criticizing their seedings?
They're criticizing the lack of information or the lack of clarity, I suppose.
Okay,
Yep.
so
They're basically putting all of the eSport SM people seed 1 to 8. That's what I've heard, at least.
yeah, and Swedish SM, right, which DreamHack ran, is now putting whoever came from 1 to 8 is going into they're being invited to WCS.
Or they are already qualified, you could say.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think you fucked up your wording, and I'll tell you why in a minute. WCS in France, etc., how do they decide who comes? Because it's an open tournament, right?
To be honest, I don't know. I think that like the WCS are different operated at different countries.
It's on a case-by-case basis.
I think maybe the French one was open, but that was also for... No, it was only 16 players.
Yeah,
right?
okay, yeah. But let's talk on that. Let's go back to DreamHack Sweden. Sorry, not DreamHack. WCS Sweden.
Yeah.
How many players?
It's 16 in total, 8 from eSport SM, 8 coming through 4 online qualifiers over 2 weeks. And I just want to say about the seeding that the information about eSport SM having the top seeds, I don't know where that information is from.
Is it true?
It's never been said by any admin
Is
to
it
my
true?
knowledge, and it's not true.
Okay.
There were some confusions about the seeding, so when the first 2 qualifiers last week happened, it wasn't said how the seeding will work out. And we're going to follow the WCS standards, and that's a random draw of the brackets. So there is no seeding.
Okay. So basically, players are whining because really they don't know what's going on because you guys are only just finding out what the fuck you're doing.
No, I wouldn't say that, but about seeding, it was like miscommunication, and therefore it wasn't clear.
And some players reacting too quickly, I guess.
Yeah.
And why was it miscommunicated?
Because there is a lot of details. As I said, DreamHack and Blizzard are doing this together, and both DreamHack has tons of works, and Blizzard is like traveling all over Europe at the same time.
I think we should blame the DreamHack PR guy, Ponderosa.
Yeah, you can blame him.
That's a
Send him a
good
letter.
All right.
I mean, I think the players are fair to be criticized. I think what can I say? I'm not going to give a response to it. Like if they tweet what they tweet, they are allowed to do it. For me personally, I get a little bit disappointed because I'm trying to do my best, and like we're really trying to make a good tournament. It just feels a little bit sad when you like putting out those extra hours and you just get shit back. But that stands for them, and like I cannot do so much about it. I think we have a really, really strong Swedish
I don't
lineup.
think it's a big problem
I
because
mean,
I think all the Swedish top players will get there.
Yeah.
And the ones that didn't enter the SM have 4 qualifiers. And if the seeds aren't dictated by SM, as in first, and they're actually going to be done at the event, you said, with just...
No, it's going to be presented at the beginning of next week when we have all the playoffs.
Well, all right, it's fine.
What
Whatever.
about the rule set then? Is it different?
No one cares.
Or?
Let's move on.
To some extent, it's different, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing it's not a major thing as it's Blizzard as well, so it
No, I mean...
it shouldn't be a big thing.
For example, having double elimination eliminates like more or less half the rule book just because of how you run the groups and tie breaks and all kinds of stuff like coming out of the groups. So I mean, more or less, it's about how you seed in your brackets, and that's random drawed.
Okay. Well,
so I just think that a lot of the players, if they criticize, I think they jumped the gun and maybe didn't get first-hand confirmation. I mean, they didn't ask me about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
the tournament is really soon. It's the end of July, so
yeah, 28th of July.
And I think tickets are available as well.
Yes, tickets can be by the Ticknet. You should go buy
Go
them.
to Ticknet.
I mean, if you saw the ASO Open in Stockholm, I think that most people really loved it, both on location and viewing it. I think that we can do something maybe even better. I think that, and it's an official Blizzard tournament, so that's going to be great. So for all people coming down there to see it, and I think it's going to be an interesting tournament. Not only seeing who's the best in Denmark and Norway, but I think Finland is really who's the best. It's hard to tell.
Extremely
and in
hard to tell.
Sweden, I mean, if we see those big guns, for example, having Torstein and Nanima, like the King in the North against the Kingslayer, I don't want to miss that one. So it's going to be a good one, I think.
Yes,
no
a
doubt
very
there.
good tournament.
And we presented, did I say that Apollo and Grubby going to commentate, and In Control going to be the host for the event?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then actually we're going to have Abadisi as a spectator for the first time.
That as
In-game
well. And you guys will
producer.
recognize IWC from MLG.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the MLG observer for most of their arenas and live events.
What did you say?
I said in-game producer. Is that what he announced?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's the in-game producer.
Yeah, he's taking all the shots.
Ah.
I think Trans is really cute.
He likes. He wants to get on there.
Nine gag me or stuff.
What?
So okay. So we should probably just, we didn't really sum that up very well. So we should probably spend a little bit more time on WCS Sweden. Anything else you want to say, Hellspawn?
Aye.
I think that it's gonna be cool to follow also the Korean one with Gum TV. They announced it yesterday, I think, or today, having top 10 for GSL and having
6 Kespa players, I believe.
6
and
Kespa,
then,
was it that? And then also
and
have
then-
an online qualification. And then they're
Yeah.
gonna run it for 3 weeks at Gum TV, so it's gonna be more or less GSL
Extravaganza.
season. Gonna be cool.
That's going to be
Are you
fantastic.
looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Shut up, James.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to keep going on with my babble here. Let's see here. Nanama makes it into round 8. He's facing Don Ragu. Don Ragu has said that.
well,
All right.
Yes, Don Ragu has said that he don't care about Nanama, and I think that Nanama get destroyed.
Right.
Anything
So Naniwa makes it once again into the
Yeah.
top 8 of Codes. That's twice now.
Sweden continuing its domination of the GSL. Foreigners, you got to step it up. Sweden's got the best. I mean, Jinro, the most successful player, making it to round of 4 twice. Now Naniwa to round of 8 twice. What's up, America?
What's Huck's best result or Idra's best results? They're like round of 8, I guess.
Well, they took a flight
well,
to
Idra-
Korea.
Huck has come round of 8 once. I think Idra has come round of 16.
Didn't they lose
round
to
of 8. I believe,
Ginger in
as
round of
well.
8 as well? Round of 16, something like that.
I believe it was round of 8 for Idra as well.
But those,
I don't think so.
He lost to Jinro
those
in that
older
first season,
tournaments
I believe.
were a lot different, in my opinion. So yeah,
How many? Which round? They started round of 64 at that time, right?
I don't remember it all.
Now Huck has got round of 8 once, I think. People saying that Idra and Jinro was in round of 8. Maybe I was
Yeah, Idra. I remember watching that match. It was Idra versus Jinro, and it was sad because it was like we have both of our foreigners, and they're both playing against each other.
Jinro won, right? 'Cause he
Yeah,
went
Jinro
through.
took it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idro was really upset. I remember watching
The
the interview
Kraken.
with him.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well done, Naniwa. Where is he now? He didn't get out of round of 8, right?
No,
No,
he's
that
playing
match is
Thursday.
coming up.
Oh,
That match is coming
really?
up. Yeah.
I thought
something
for
we'll
some
have to tune
reason I
into.
watched like the semi-finals moment like yesterday or something. I went into Apollo's room and I was
No.
like, "What are you watching?" He's like, "Semis, GSM."
Then we also have
Maybe I was
Forshane,
wrong.
who's playing on Tuesday. I think he's up and down. No, Code 8 matches.
Code
right?
A matches, yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
where
Code A
Huck,
is happening right now.
where is Huck? Is he not Code A?
Didn't he get knocked out?
Huck's disappeared.
Well, that's awesome. So when does Naniwa play? Because I want to watch that. When is it?
First day is Nanama.
Thursday.
And Tuesday
Aren't we
is,
like stealing
Forshane.
Semmler's section now?
Huh?
Aren't we stealing Semmler's section now?
No, I'm just kind of meddling everything
Yeah.
together.
That's fine.
Okay.
No, I'd just like to find out actually what happened to Huck. Huck is Code
Code B.
B. That's right. He got knocked out.
Also, I should mention on StarCraft 2, because, it's my favourite segment of the show, that Violet is not re-signing with Team Empire,
No.
and Team Empire are going to be announcing a new player.
Yay.
Any predictions?
Morrow?
Morrow? You think Morrow?
Yeah, it's a good call maybe. Also, there's been quite a lot of rumors about isn't Genius? He's not still in.
Oh, yeah,
MVP.
they said
Yeah,
something about Genius.
there was
Someone
a-
saying
Was-
Mouse, someone saying some other teams.
Yeah, there was a,
Millennium was talked about, right?
Millennium.
I think so. I'm
People-
not sure.
People saying Genius, but I don't know.
Do you think Morrow is going to get signed
Mouse
again?
Genius.
Do you think he's found his passion?
Yeah, because
that was the issue.
Mouse's Twitter was something about our next pickup is Genius or something, or we're Genius.
Yeah.
No, not like They said something genius.
There's a thread in StarCraft Reddit.
I'm going to put something on Twitter now. Like we're
Sorry,
signing
our next pickup
tomorrow.
is genius. Is actually just saying it's genius, but they worded it in a way that makes you think.
Mouse genius.
Yeah, there you go.
Half of these team tweets are trolls. People
Ladies and gentlemen,
we're not evil but genius.
Yeah, we're not evil but genius.
About the question, Semmler, I think Morrow still has the dedication. He plays a lot, to my knowledge. I just felt that once he was a champion and he lost the drive to become a champion. I don't know. Like he didn't want to attend that many tournaments, to my knowledge, and he didn't look as impressive. I mean, he had problems at Esport SM, the 7th tournament, I think. Almost not. I didn't get to the final, but he had problems to reach the semi-final. We got knocked out by Torsane. Morrow hasn't looked strong for a long while. I'm surprised because I thought he would come back like to the summer events and being strong. But he did good in Nassel, didn't he?
Nassel, yes, I believe. So
I think he's been doing good at that tournament. So I think from the beginning it was a big mistake for him to switch from Terran to Zerg, and I think it was even bigger mistake to having both Zerg and Terran as his races. I think it's still hurting him and will probably hurt him for a long while.
Okay, so that sums up the start of the conversation, which was Naniwa made round of 8 twice. So what else we got now, Sem?
Now we actually have, let's see, a bit of the GSL drama coming up.
Oh, this is actually a good talking point that I know nothing about.
Yeah.
Sum this up.
No, I didn't actually end up reading it.
I only have real hearsay about this.
Yeah, but let's introduce it properly so the people know what we're talking about. That's how we do things here. Do it.
Okay, so the GSL actually happened very recently between... it was an event that was hosted at the same time as DreamHack, so a little bit unfortunate with their scheduling, but they went into it with high hopes and actually pulled it off fairly well. I mean, I haven't heard that many complaints or problems with it, but there was a bit of a controversial interview with, I believe it was Gwyn, one of the organizers for the events, and it was something about commentators not getting enough money and sponsors pulling in, pulling out. Pulling players out rather than send them to them because apparently there wasn't any guarantee that the event had money to pay them or something along those lines.
There's a lot of fishy rumors.
A lot of fishy drama was going into this. Oh yeah, DDoS as well.
Yeah, and what he was saying basically was that they felt that like they were being undermined by someone basically. That's what I got from it basically. And
yeah,
he's basically, I don't know, he's not saying it directly, but he's like indirectly saying it's probably EG.
A question: was this event happening the same time as DreamHack Summer? No?
Believe so. Yeah.
It was this one.
Yeah.
I didn't follow it. What do you say? You're saying EG DDoS GS?
No.
That's the like indirect accusation, basically, isn't it?
But
Newman, you can sum it up better than anybody because you read the whole article.
I did read it all.
It never said anything
it.
about it was EG doing this or someone doing that. But go on, Newman. Do you want to sum it up like the story?
That's basically all I know. I mean, I just skimmed through it. I think did it begin with the Destiny being thrown out of the tournament as a caster?
Destiny was the original commentator until he said something on stream or whatever, and they were like, "No, we don't want Destiny as a commentator anymore."
Yeah.
So GSEL, by the way, the main sponsor was Gigabyte, right?
Yes, that's right.
And it was over in America. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I'm running off things off the top of my head, so I haven't connected all the pieces yet. So you're going to have to fill me in.
Well, we have a whole list here thanks to Wuto in our subreddit. Thanks, man. Amazing write-up here. But yeah, essentially, so what it runs down, Gwyn brings up these details here, saying that, one, they were DDoSed, individuals or an organization, ? Players were dropping out because multiple sources in the industry said to them that the GESL didn't have money to pay them. Spectators thinking that the event was canceled and asking for refunds. Sponsors going to other sponsors asking for different casters. Casters of certain teams being pushed into the event by sponsors of both the event and the team. It just seems like a very muddled mess as far as what the hell was actually happening here.
Okay, so how many viewers did they actually get? Does
I'm
anyone
not sure.
in chat
I know there's accusations. The basically said Idra was streaming as well, just to fuck them up with streamers. He was streaming just because he wanted to fuck them up, basically.
That sounds so silly.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the things I get from this is that they're basically calling out the EG.
But who is calling him out? The community?
This G-Wing guy, I think. That's what I got from his
But it's really bad. Do you know how bad this is? Like,
it's crazy.
No, it's really fucking bad because It's basically Gigabyte want to do something.
Yeah.
Clusterfuck.
Yeah.
A lot of people are involved.
It's Kingston as well. It's not just
Yeah, okay.
Gigabyte, so it's
And
big.
then they're going to be like, actually, that was a lot of hassle and not that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless someone spoke to Gigabyte and could tell me they were super happy.
Did you read the ESFI article?
There is
one they're referring to.
that's what you're going into now. Is that there's an ESFI article. It was from the organizer, the head organizer of the event. If only I could find the link here. It was somewhere in this. There we go.
There you go.
Because I haven't read it through, I haven't followed the story, but my impression was more or less that the GECL guy who was in charge of everything, more or less said there were no DDoS.
Bobby Omari, essentially, is his name.
Yeah, that more or less some guy from GSL made up a lot of things.
Okay, so it's a bigger cluster.
That's my impression from it.
Yeah.
It's like he exaggerated apparently, but
Yeah.
I was talking with Apollo today, and apparently words were changed around as well, where it was like 10 million ports, but it wasn't IPs or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently words got mixed around. It just sounds like the whole thing is confused. Like not everybody knows what the facts are in this, and it's getting blown out of proportion as already shit. We're talking about it on the fucking show.
But I think ESFI did a good article because a lot of people has praised it on Twitter. So probably it nailed it. They said good journalism. And I mean, ESFI, to my knowledge, they always go through things in a deep way. And if they aren't 100% sure what they write, they actually don't write it. I mean, I know they have had quite a lot of like UC stories where they had ended up not publicating. So I would bet that this one is a legitimate.
Yeah, that's my impression from ESFI as well. They're really professional about stuff like that. So I mean, if you read that article, and that's probably the closest to the truth you can
most
get.
likely.
Yeah. It's not good. I guess it's not good when stuff like this happens when there's big sponsors involved, at least.
Cool.
I'm just reading the article. It's just like there's some funny little quotes in here. Apparently, because they changed from Destiny to Azel, who's a commentator from EG, there was no longer room in the budget to compensate the other casters, and they had to be been forced to pay them himself, which basically means that Azel how much are people fucking paying for Azel?
Yeah.
I mean, no offense.
Couldn't it have been like they paid trips for Destiny and stuff like that? And
they announced Destiny like so early. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought they would have booked his flights that early.
But then again, he gets contradicted 2 seconds later. He says $3,000 was going to the commentators when Bobby Omari, the guy who was running the event, actually says no, it wasn't anywhere near that. So it's like, who the fuck do you believe in this?
Like, I mean, SL, he's I think he's a previous World of Warcraft world champion. Yes. He won BlizzCon, and I mean, he's doing good, but I wouldn't mind he's having like such a huge salary, so he's like taking all the money.
He's worth about $1,000 an event.
Read the next fucking paragraph.
What?
What?
He's not worth any more than that. Azel, because he doesn't have a pool. He doesn't have like.
He doesn't bring in any viewers.
Yeah, I mean, that's like Max. That's like a 3-day event. And he's got to buy his own food and get there.
Rent a tent.
I mean, he's probably really good, but it's not like one of. It's not like day 9 that could bring in 10k extra.
Most likely not.
So,
I want to talk about Interesting Masters now. They got a new sponsor.
Let's do that.
I think it's funny.
Please introduce it.
So today, ESL tweeted a blur picture of a memory stick. I couldn't figure out which one it was. It was a brand that wasn't known to me. It's Patriot Memory. Mm-hmm. Actually, an old one, like from 1985. So they've been around in business for like 25 years or something like that. But to me, it's kind of big in the way that I think that Interesting Masters haven't had that broad variety of sponsors. Of course, Intel being the title. And having Alienware, Razer, and BenQ. I don't know if they've had anyone else as a sponsor. Maybe they've had, but not as a big one. Also, to my knowledge, Interesting Masters normally present sponsors in the middle of the season. Like maybe bringing one just before Gamescom, but or the Chinese event. I don't think they have one this year. I'm not sure. Do you know?
A Chinese event?
Yeah, normally they start the season with the Chinese event.
No, they
have.
never do that. This always starts at Gamescom.
Yeah,
Shanghai,
Shanghai is normally in July. They've done, I think.
Not so sure about
Anyway,
that.
I think Gamescom is the first one. I think it's a strong one having Patriot. I haven't seen them sponsor any esport tournament or organization before. And so I think it's bringing a new brand, which is always interesting. I don't know how big of a market share Patriot has, but I mean, Corsair and Kingston are big dogs, or Kingston.
Well, I
Corsair.
mean, you never know. I mean, a lot of these memory companies are really big market shares because they are on all these OEM computers, basically.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So they could be really big. There's lots of other memory companies as well. We know Corsair and Kingston the best because they sponsor esports, basically.
Yeah.
There's lots of these smaller companies as well.
So to me, it's funny. Not funny. It's great. I think it's a good one for Inter-Stream Masters.
Yep.
I think you should put it on the memory.
Wait, I'm going. Are we at season 7?
Which also is really impressive, I think.
All right, so season 6, it started in Cologne.
Really?
Unless this is alphabetical, which is not. Yeah.
Huangzhou.
No, probably not.
And then China was. Let me check the dates of China. I knew. I'm in one of those moods today where I knew I was right, so I was going to go and like look it up.
I was wrong.
No, but it's okay. But yeah, no, I always remember because I worked for them. It's like they start in Germany and end in Germany, and it's always Gamescom to CeBIT. But yeah, they're picking up Patriots really good. And I think the brand Intellectual Masters is still really strong.
Yeah.
And Patriot have actually been at CeBIT a lot of times. Like Patriot are always at CeBIT. They're not necessarily in the Intel Extreme Masters hall, because if you go to the Intel Extreme Masters, you'll notice that Intel have a whole hall. But it still doesn't cost as much per floor space as DreamHack. DreamHack's actually probably the most expensive place to buy floor space in the whole world.
You think?
More than MLG?
I think no.
It costs more to buy floor space at DreamHack than it does at Gamescom and CeBIT.
How much do you pay?
Huh?
Nah, I have no clue, to be honest. I can't
Just
say.
a fact, Hellspawn.
I just know that DreamXO is growing. That's the only thing I know.
It's good for you, buddy. All right. No, but the point is Patriot have always been to CeBIT. So they've always been aware of the Intel Extreme Masters. So
I have
it's
a good one.
move.
Inter Extreme Masters Season 5 started in
Damn.
Shanghai.
Damn.
29th July to 1st of August.
Fuck
And
you.
then Gamescom came 8th in August to 22nd.
All right, I'm going.
I think if we
Why
can
not?
watch Season
Why not?
4, let's see here. It started at Gamescom.
Yeah, so that's 2-1 to me.
When you worked, it was China.
Oh, and season 6 was Gamescom.
Yes, you're right.
So I'm 2-1 right now. Back of the net.
Season 3.
And then, no, we asked this one because we worked at the company. Did Season 3 start at Gamescom or not?
Huh? What year was season 3?
I think it was 2009.
Can you give me the exact date of the event, please?
The first one?
Yes.
No. Then you know. Wait, maybe I can give it. Okay. It was the 21st to 24th of 2008, Season 3.
21st to 24th?
Yes.
Of what?
It's 2008.
2008?
Yeah, Season 3. Did it start at Gamescom or not?
Can I phone a friend?
No.
50-50. Oh, that doesn't help.
I mean, it's 21st, 24th of August. What's happening at that time?
What are you doing with your phone?
I'm going to ring Joe Miller.
Oh my god.
Yes, was it Gamescom or not?
Well, it's obviously not, because that's why you're bringing it up.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, we went Season 7, Season 8, 6, 5,
Right.
4.
Shut up. I'm ringing Joe.
Didn't you play in that scene? No.
No, he was commentating this one.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
His phone doesn't work.
Oh, good job.
James, you worked at the company.
Huh?
Commentating World of Warcraft. Nihilium won the tournament.
I don't...
Flag was third.
It wasn't at Gamescom.
That's true. It was actually named Games Convention. It was in Leipzig.
Yeah. Trick question.
Yeah.
That was. Tricky
It was a
Hellspawn.
trick question.
Yeah. But I don't remember big tournaments for World of Warcraft at Gamescom, apart from the finals. So, not the finals, apart from the finals in Germany, which were at CeBIT. Anyway, let's move on. Where are we up to now after Hellspawn tried to trick me? I think you kind of successfully did.
I think you're in the lead.
Taking over the show and then tricking you.
Yeah.
Where are we going now?
Good job. And that wraps it up, man.
You're missing one. Dota. Where's the
We already fucking talked about Dota, Trance. Get on your shit.
Oh god.
The
show.
Oh, shit.
I have to say, the good show only got better from episode 1 to 10, but now 11.
Nah.
Peaked already.
The news, it is. That's it. Navi, all right. Navi, Mouse, M5, Dara, Kita, and not EG. Something we already mentioned earlier on in the show when we first started it. Will be attending Starladder. We have yet to see. Actually, no, we did. It's been announced since we started the show, but Empire will be taking that last spot. So the 6 teams to be competing at the Starladder Land Finals this weekend will be those. Guys, can we get your thoughts on that? What are your expectations going into the Season 2, seeing as how Season 1 was so hype? Season 2, anything?
I don't really feel the hype, to be honest.
Don't feel the hype?
Same here. It's
No,
going to be
kinda just a
interesting to see,
buzz.
though, who's going to do well. There's another Dota topic, though, that someone brought up in the Reddit thread that was quite interesting. Apparently, there's still a lot of like unprofessionalism from players not coming to basically switching teams.
Pausing for
Pausing
extended
for- yeah.
durations.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, it's mentioned here in chat, and I saw,
It annoys me a lot.
news during their cast or podcast. Keita is not coming either.
Yeah, apparently.
They're folding,
That's
aren't
right.
they?
So they have another slot that just opened up.
Yeah. It's not, no, but I'm going to try to watch it. I haven't watched Dota for a long time. I feel I'm lagging behind in my knowledge of it. So I'm like, I don't have a clue at all. I knew something before, but not anymore. I think it's a shame because Starladder Season 1 was so good. They come in some way it's not so hyped. But I think we have some other news items happening in this week we haven't mentioned. I think we should mention the Clutch who was in our show 2 weeks ago. He actually got the job at Nassel.
Yeah, he will be hosting an NASL Season 3 finals in Toronto.
Reddit hype or cup or whatever you want to say. Red Bull is sponsoring Startail. I think that's a big
Also,
one.
isn't Zoe going to be at the NASL finals hosting?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. So Zoe will be hosting the NASL
really?
finals as well. Yeah, that just
That's this
it's
weekend.
been announced.
Right?
Is that also this weekend?
No.
No? She's leaving tonight for Toronto. No, that's not NASL finals. That's WCS.
No,
But that's at the same thing. They're happening at the same
finals
thing.
are in Toronto.
Yeah.
But NASL finals and WCS are happening at the same time.
So what dates? Can we just go look at the dates? It's on
Fucking
Team
NASL,
Liquid.
man. It's so
Come
hard
on,
to
let's
find
get
any
organised,
information on
guys.
this
Let's
shit.
finish the show good.
We
It's
could have
gone-
just finished it right there.
It's gone downhill.
But no, we had to go and find out about fucking NASL. Alright, Season 3. Live? What? Fuck that. Grand Finals. No! Fuck you and your schedule. Give me the fucking dates. FAQ.
Surely it says. We're so bad. I don't want to say it's one of the worst shows.
I mean, I remember looking for this, but the thing is that NASL have really got to work on putting information on their front fucking page. Because it's so hard to
Let's
get
go to the
anything.
NASL website. Semmler's getting mad.
It's so hard. There's no prize money either. Like, what's the prize money?
NASL.tv.
What's the prize money? I've been looking for fucking 2 weeks. What is the prize money for their finals?
Wait, I'm going to the website.
I mean, I'm gonna fucking find that.
Venue tickets,
$200,000 it should be.
Wait.
Oh, didn't we talk about this a couple
Hey,
weeks ago?
hey, I'm on the
Yeah.
website, guys. Bring up the website. I'm on the website. We're going to do this together. It's a learning exercise. Right. I'm going to click schedule, grand finals.
14th and 15th.
All right. And then it says NSL grand finals schedule.
14th and 15th.
Oh, it's loading for me right now.
What are you flying
Time.
Where's there no dates?
Where are the dates?
No, it's right here, 14th and 15th.
Where is it?
I checked Team Liquid earlier today, and it gave me end of July.
Where is the... where's it?
There are
it
no
say?
dates. Apparently Saturday, Sunday, every Saturday, Sunday.
No, okay, go down.
Go down.
Wait, go to the main site, main like landing page.
I'm going to click this.
I wish you could capture my screen right now.
Okay. Yeah,
Go
then
down.
where?
Scroll down.
Wait.
No, wait there.
Wait. Where am I
Right
going?
there. Oh, yeah, right down.
Hey, hey,
Money.
let's compare with the Monster
Money.
Girl. Wait, let's compare. Let's compare with the Monster Girl. No, we can't do that. No women on the show. It's fucking sexist.
What's happening? What can we do?
I don't know. Chances.
All right, let's just
Are we
go.
turning it into a
Let's
fluff
just go.
show?
Chances
We
being.
are turning it into a fucking fluff show.
Jesus.
Maybe a
horrible.
state where we're not allowed to do
Can
it.
we
so
just
James
go back
can do
onto
it.
my screen, Chance?
You're trolling me.
No.
So if you Look in the bottom left there, event info, venue, tickets, etc.
Right, where is it?
Event info, bottom left. Venue,
info.
tickets, etc.
Where's... Oh, there it is.
You were almost there. Yeah, there
event info. All right. Okay. And then... hasn't told me exactly.
So,
there it is.
Basically, NASL Season 3 Grand Finals, the NASL Tribes Kickoff
So when I said it's
finals,
this weekend, and
it
you
was
said
this
no,
weekend.
it wasn't. It actually is
Except
this
that
weekend.
I checked Team Liquid earlier today, and it was telling me that it was happening at the end of the month. So I didn't take it. I didn't check for their main website to make sure.
I'm right a lot today. Have you noticed that?
No, you're not. All right. Go down.
I'm right about that. You being wrong. Go down where?
Okay. No, but we have it right here, 14th and 15th of July. Also, the other two events that will be happening are the World Championship Series Canada Nationals and the CSL Canadian Championships. So all that this weekend, actually. And still no prize money? That's all I really care about. That's the thing. I haven't checked it because
it's at least 100k at least, so... According to Hellspawn, it should be 200k.
Huh? Well, the WCS is getting 15k USD, but that's like all the WCS almost.
I mean, on the 22nd of February 2011,
wait,
1.5 years ago, they announced that they're gonna have $400,000 split into 3 seasons.
This is what we talked about, but look their wording. The top 8 placing players in NASL Season 3 will compete for glory at the event.
Oh.
For glory. So it's
that's
all about honor.
That's a bit worrying, to be honest.
Are you excited as one of the top 8 players? You know, it's like all these other guys. Okay, 10K for Tribes, 15 for the WCS, and CSL Canadian Championships. We don't have anything, but the Season 3 Grand Finals, glory.
Here it states it's g4tv.com. I think that's one of the channels they use. Do you want to just send the link?
No, it's.
But it says here. Playing for $400,000 over 3 seasons, $100,000 for season 1 and 2, $200,000 for season 3. That's the original announcement.
Glory is better than money. For glory, absolutely.
It was stated 21st February 2011. Written by Leah Jackson. Isn't she involved in something like esportish?
Yeah.
Maybe it's this G4 TV. It's kind of big.
No, I'm just extremely tired. I'm running on 1 hour sleep right now. All right, let's fucking go. I'm just exhausted.
Could
it's
be
okay.
200,000, could be glory. We don't know. It's
we
gonna
don't
happen
know.
This
That's
weekend,
it.
or maybe next weekend, or maybe never. We don't know.
Boom. 14th and 15th
But
of July.
don't close the show.
Why not?
You did that last time. You were very rude.
How so?
I would like to close the show today.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. No, actually, I'm just going to wind it down. But I just spoke to Take, by the way, on Skype. He won't take a phone call from me, but I told him I rang Need for Seat and asked for the girl. Apparently, he's going to find out who the girl is from me. And I told him I left a pretty awesome answer phone message. And apparently, if I buy a seat and ask, will she touch it?
Did you ask him if he was drunk during the
I didn't ask him that. Like, apparently, he's been working and it's 10 p.m. and because Take actually works like 8 o'clock in the morning till whenever.
Welcome to esports.
Huh? Yeah. So, well, he's always been one of the hardest workers when I was at ESL out of all the commentators, but commentators generally just don't do a lot of work. They get overpaid. Have you heard that guy, Cloud?
Yeah.
Spot on. All right then, guys. I think we've covered quite a bit of stuff.
Something more happening this weekend.
And there is something more happening this weekend.
Maybe he was getting to it. Maybe he was getting to it.
It hasn't been announced. Oh, it has been announced.
Yeah,
it has been announced.
All right, yeah, we're doing the Asus ROG qualifiers, by the way. This weekend, same dates as NASL, but on European time zone. And the qualifiers are, of course, going to be the run-up to the Asus ROG. And I do believe we're actually releasing a press release tomorrow with the commentators and hosts for the Asus ROG. So hopefully MLG got another one ready, because otherwise ours will be out there. Because that's what they... Like, you release yours.
You think they're doing it like that?
Nah, I'm sure they're not. But they have done it a lot that you kind of think, like, maybe. Yeah, maybe they are.
It's like the third time it happened.
It's happened quite a lot. Whenever.
Do you think it's... Like,
no, they do it all the time.
Who do you think makes that shot?
Maybe you should explain what you're talking about first.
Basically, yeah, to explain what we're talking about, WCS Sweden announced its commentators, and then 5 minutes later, MLG Summer Arena, is it? MLG Arena announced their commentators. DreamHack in the past announced their viewing statistics, and then on the same day, MLG later announced theirs, right?
And I think also about the dates for ASO Open Stockholm and the MLG Arena.
And ASO Open Stockholm got released, and then so it's a bit weird, isn't it? It's happened a bit too many times, but it's okay because DreamHack have announced theirs for WCS, then MLG, and of course we'll be announcing our commentators and hosts tomorrow, and it's going to be better than both of them.
But
I'm going to announce my commentators on
Friday. And then Newman's going to do his own private tournament and announce his commentators. None of them's going to show up. It's part of the GESL. So
what if DreamHack has an insider, so we can always post everything 5 minutes before MLG?
Oh shit!
Oh
Inception
my
time.
god!
I think it's doable.
Keanu Reeves.
We have Keanu Reeves doing it.
It just happened.
The one.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, make sure you check out NASL this weekend. If you want to watch the qualifiers for the Asus ROG, it's going to be a really good LAN tournament. And the qualifiers are 2 days. So 1 day for one qualifier, then the other for the other. And that's going to be this weekend here on the Good Studio stream. Other than that, guys, hope we've covered enough content for you. And there's a giant finger.
Giant finger, because we got not only Dota 2 this weekend at Star Ladder, but we got Bloodline Champions this weekend at Star Ladder.
Trans.
Fuck you, Trans.
Hit the
That's
fucking...
right.
Trans. Hit the button. No, Trans, just hit the button.
Why? No, go fuck
You
yourself.
can talk about
yourself.
Bloodline Champions. Come on, what's going on in Bloodline Champions?
No. We just have Bloodline Champions is happening once again. Star Ladder 2 finals. If you mute the mic, I'm kicking the shit out of you. What?
Apollo, what?
What the fuck?
Apollo just jumped out of his room.
This house is weird.
What the fuck was
Fucking
that?
haunted.
Apollo, what did you say?
Apollo. Say again.
No, don't worry.
Alright, whatever. Fuck it. Bloodline Champions happening, Star Ladder. Razor MIF, Mr. Nandictory, Flux will be there, as well as the Russian team. So be sure to tune in and check that shit out.
There's a lot of good
Well
tournaments.
worth it. Yeah, there's just so much happening.
Don't start this, Apollo. Go back to your room.
Oh, yeah, he notices it's the end of the
Right,
show.
so you got Star Ladder,
heard
NASL,
Semmler
Asus
and
ROG qualifiers. Apollo, don't come down here because this is just going to get stupid.
Is he drunk?
I'm washing.
He's drunk or what? Like,
What the hell is going on?
hey.
Okay, come for a sec. I just come to
Come, doggy, come.
He has something weird in his hand. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Fuck's sake.
Why have you got, like...
Socks wash.
Is that...
What the hell is going on?
So
He's
tired.
manually washing socks, I think.
You're washing your socks.
By hand.
It's a rag that I can clean the floor.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Clear
it's
the
a
floor.
rag. You can clean the floor.
There's
What
a mop
kind of mess
for
have you
that.
made on the floor? It's not funny. Well,
Might be true and might be true. Maybe true.
You can see it.
Apollo, while you're down
too.
here, could you do the tabletop a little bit?
They're really fun.
Because you were streaming down here earlier, I noticed, and it's really fucking dirty.
Yeah, there's been a lot of...
Fuck you all! I don't drink Coke. There's fucking Coke everywhere.
All of
Give it a
this.
wipe, just give it a
Could you
wipe.
just give it a wipe, Apollo? Because Apollo,
Not a team player.
Apollo, come on,
Not
come
the
on,
team
Apollo.
player.
Scumbag Apollo uses
Apollo.
studio all day, doesn't
Those-
clean it. What are
those
you doing,
casters.
Apollo?
Those casters these days.
Come on, Apollo.
Need to get Cloud in here.
It's
Those casters, I totally agree with Cloud. Overpaid, not
Yeah.
doing what you want.
just a little bit.
Yes, thank you.
No, don't touch me. Oh, that just
Wait,
made
that's
it
the-
worse.
you just-
That's the worst
It's like
cleaning
sucking
job
water
ever.
shit.
I take back what I said the last minute. Love you.
Yeah.
Love you, Sean.
Alright, let's go.
Hard
Let's go.
working.
Let's go.
He's working the hardest in the industry. He's doing so good.
All right.
One of the most popular streams, actually, like
Yeah.
StarCraft 2. What to say? Stream your games streams.
Yeah.
I don't believe we just allowed Apollo to wipe a fat rag all over the desk.
I think he can do some.
If the show
improvements
couldn't
on
have
that.
gone any more downhill, it has now. Fuck this shit. We'll see you guys next week for the good show. Thanks, Newman. Thanks, Alphonse, for coming on. Cheers, Semmler, for all your updates. And basically, yeah, you got a lot to watch in the upcoming weekend. NASL, Asus ROG qualifiers here with us. And also Star Ladder, which should be really good. And that's it, really. That's what I want to say.
Oh, you got to see WCS Nordic
And
Finals. going
when's
on.
that?
Wednesday and Thursday we have the qualifiers
Okay.
for all 4 countries, and on Friday we have the playoffs starting. So top 16 in Finland, Norway, and Denmark. Playing it up to last 4 games.
And just before we go, Hellspawn, is there anything you want to say about WCS Sweden qualifiers?
It's gonna be fucking great. Like I think it can be maybe the most.
Fuck you, Hellspawn! That's the bar!